Hi, this is Dr. Brown again. We are in California in one of our programs where we have two veterans who have been through the program, and we would like to give you an opportunity to just listen to what this program has done for them. I'd like to reintroduce you to Matt Perelstein, who is one of the developers of this program. Matt?
Thank you. Okay, well, this is the New Directions Workshop. We've been working with this for about 20 years now, and what we've found, we've had some fantastic results with the returning veterans, combat veterans, etc. And we wanted to give you a little piece of the class, if you will, to understand what is possible. So we'll be asking them a few questions and make some decisions from there. Okay, so you want to start? I just wanted to get a feel for maybe how it was for you after coming back from your tour, before you took the class, and some of the things you experienced during the class and then after.
My name is Richard. I'm a Somalia vet. When I got back, the biggest thing was the adjustment into the American civilized world, as such, with sidewalks and signal lights and whatnot. From that point, life was a struggle emotionally, continuously, with pictures and whatnot of my tour, in which finally brought myself to New Directions, which has assisted with dealing with the emotions in a more positive manner and being okay with them.
Because during your tour, things come up for you, but you can't really deal with them. You're actually taught not to deal with them. Is that correct?
That is correct.
And so afterward, when you come back, all of a sudden you're back into life. You have to deal with your family, your job, all that kind of the civilian soldier issues. And how'd that go?
Unexpectedly bad. A very difficult adjustment.
Were you given any training before you came back, or?
There is no adjustment from the military to civilian life.
Got it.
Once you came back, what kind of assistance and programs and care was available to you? Did you go receive any treatment at the VA systems? What did you seek out?
I had no knowledge of anything to be sought out.
Okay.
I was not aware of anything available.
Okay.
I researched into, I had an accident when I was over there, and I researched into something. I researched into,
Okay.
I got hurt.
Okay.
And I went for assistance in that, and it went nowhere.
Yeah.
And after that, I just washed my hands of it.
I see. So you just got fed up and walked away from the Veterans Administration services that were available to you?
What little I knew were available, yes. Yes.
Okay. Dave, any questions?
I'm a combat vet, several tours in several different parts of the world. It was tough while I was in the military. A lot of adjustments mentally to combat. A lot of adjustments, but you man up, you soldier up, and you do your job, do your duty. And I think I was very effective at my job, and I'm sure Richard was very effective at his. We did what we had to do. We separated from the military and we returned home. And that's where the interesting things started to happen. I had PTSD, and I was in really bad shape.
Yeah.
Emotionally. I did not seek out any type of help through the VA. I knew there were some programs available, although I did not have confidence in those programs, so I did not seek them out. I did try a variety of things to help myself, some self-help type protocols. I did meet with some mental health care professionals that were not connected to the VA. I found very little relief in any of those. So and that's really what brought me to New Direction.
So if I understand, your history was that it was actually pretty bad right before you came, right?
I was as low as you can get.
It was time to make some movement, do something, right?
It was imperative that I made some type of decision on how to help myself, otherwise I think the worst probably could have happened and would have happened.
And how did you get introduced to New Directions?
There was two individuals, both veterans, that had gone through New Directions, and I believe they were instructors. I rode motorcycles with them. They had been telling me about this program for quite some time, trying to get me involved in it. I said, yeah, well, sounds good. What do you do there? I think there was three different seminars that had taken place. I made excuses for all three on reasons why I could not make it. The fourth one coming up, which was last November, they really dragged me in kicking and screaming.
But it also had gotten bad enough for you that you were ready to do whatever it took, right?
At that time, I knew it was my last chance. So yes, it was bad enough that I had to come in November.
So how could you go from that low to you're now claiming that it's a very wonderful thing in only 2.5 days? How could that be?
You know, it's above my pay grade to tell you why it was. It's not my MOS. But I can tell you, there was a transformation in November, in those 3 days. When I attended that first Friday, I was withdrawn, I was in a shell, really didn't want to listen. I was in the front and I was closed down. When I left and graduated on Sunday, it was like being reborn. I can't explain why. I can't tell you.
As I recall, you got a standing ovation as well.
I did, it was unexpected.
but richly deserved. Richly deserved.
I did a lot of processing. And I can speak only for me, that this program has, without a doubt, saved me. And that's the most powerful statement I can make about it. I don't think I would have survived.
Another quote I think you had, and correct me if I'm wrong, but something about a 17-year-old private went over and...
A 17-year-old private went over as a kid, came back in fairly bad shape, shambles. And I was able to shed a lot of that in November.
And that's just by doing emotional work?
Just emotional work. Absolutely.
It seems too simple, doesn't it?
Well, it was so simple that I didn't want to come, you know, initially, and that I found in November I had to come. It was really, well, what do I have to lose by going through this program? And it was very simple, and it is, in my opinion, effective enough where I tell other people about it at this point.
What would you say to other vets that you know are out there in overwhelming numbers, and you know this? What would you say to them?
In terms of program?
And yes, where they're at and what this type of program could do for them.
Well, first I would say I appreciate your service. You don't hear that enough.
Absolutely.
So I think everyone should say that. And then after I shake their hand and look them in the eye, I would say, how are things going for you now? What are you doing? You're in that VA system, is that working for you? If they found something that is working for them, hey, I'll pat them on the back and say, that's great. Chances are, it's not working. At least that's my experience. And then I would tell them about this program. And I would be met with some incredulous statements and looks and stares. It's the same way I stared at the vets that showed me this program. And I would say, give it a try. And it was 3 days.
Yeah.
You have nothing to lose.
I understand with vets that it's very important that there are other vets in the program, that they're not just a bunch of, people trying to spout things, but you feel safer with other vets, correct?
I think that's definitely true. If other vets had not introduced me to this program, I would not have come.
Okay.
I agree. I wouldn't have come if I didn't know there was another veteran here.
Okay. But there are other veterans in the program during, is that okay? Was that okay with you?
Yes,
Absolutely.
yes, absolutely.
And actually, to me, that was a plus.
Mhm.
Yeah. And we relied on each other during the program.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you did.
I'm a physician. I work with veterans and injured veterans, and I work in the military system, hospital systems. What could we have done to give you more confidence? And if we implement this system within the military hospital system, what do you think we could do to instill more confidence to bring everyone to a program like this that we sponsor?
Please.
Well, first of all, you have to get more vets talking about the program that have gone through it.
Right.
So I think that for another vet, that is going to be a confidence builder. I've gone through it. I know what you've been through.
Yeah.
This is going to be powerful. Now, as for the vet to go through it, now to get the DOD to look at it as a viable program,
Right.
I think what you're doing right now is you really have to expose the Department of Defense to what's going on here. Let them know that it's effective and there's efficacy to the program. The current system just does not work. And if you think how at least we've been exposed to it, while I was active, I had to. Last thing you want to do as an active vet is to seek out mental health. That's the mark on you. So,
did you feel like that was what you were involved in, or is this a completely different shift to what you were thinking about as far as a mental health program?
well, this is a quantum leap or quantum shift in what I was thinking it would be. And the vets that exposed me had given me glimpses of what the program was, but I really wasn't sure until I actually got here and went through the 3 days.
Because there is a stigma, right? There is a stigma. Don't go get mental health. Something's wrong with you. You're broken. You're weak.
There's a stigma, definitely while you're active,
Okay.
of seeking any type of mental health help. And I think once you separate, that stigma follows you into civilian life. I think that you may not be as labeled of seeking mental health after you separate, but the burden we put on ourselves is very powerful, because I don't think I really want to do this. But there's so many people like myself that need help, and I wish I would have sought this out prior to getting so low. So I was as low as you can get in November of last year.
I sincerely appreciate you sharing with us. This is a night of change.
Is there any closing remarks or anything else you want to say?
Thanks for your service.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, gentlemen.
Let's get the word out there.
Yeah, definitely get the word out. And we have to have our vets taken care of. I think the system is failing the vets right now. I do see a concerted effort by DOD to make that better. They're trying. It's a lot better than it was.
I can assure you that from the top level, we are concerned. From the top level. And there is a massive undertaking to change.
Awesome.
It's just such a huge problem and such tremendous numbers that it's a daunting task. So, we'll do what we can. Thank you, gentlemen.
Gentlemen?
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.